It is 4 p.m., but the sky looked as dark as it would at night. The clouds were filled with water and it rained heavily. It was extremely windy, and today no one was in mood to work. It is way too romantic to focus. You're enjoying dancing drenched in the rain in your office premise. Your boss Jungkook, who sits in the cabin located on the fourth floor of the building, is silently admiring you from inside the glass of his office cabin. Someone knocks at his door. Come in. Tia enters the cabin and puts down the files on Jungkook's table. Jungkook was still looking outside. Mr. Jeon, these are all the files you asked for. Thanks, you may go now. Sure. While leaving the cabin, Tia was curious to find out what or who was he staring at with so much attention. She noticed it was you. After the office hours, Tia joined you for coffee in the cafeteria. Hey, guess what did I catch Mr. Jeon doing in his cabin today? What? He was staring at you. Me? Sure. You nuts? I'm serious. While you were dancing in the rain, he was constantly looking at you. I think he likes you. You are out of your mind. The man doesn't raise his eyes up except to read or sign papers. In fact, when it comes to girls, I honestly think he's almost gay. Believe me, I wish, but sadly it's too hard to believe. Alright, what do I have to gain in this anyway? Let's go. Next weekend. Wow, what a huge mansion. You fixed your clothes and cleared your throat. You rang the doorbell and a lady opened the door. Hello, ma'am. Hi, you must be Ryan. Yes, ma'am. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, dear. Please come in. After an hour-long discussion. Alright, Ryan, you're hired. You can start coming from Monday. Remember to report sharp at 6 p.m. Definitely, ma'am. I get free from my office at 5. Your house is nearby. I'll be able to show up every day at 6 p.m. Great then. See you. On Monday, end of office hours, around 5 p.m. You were packing your bag when all of a sudden Mr. Jeon called you. Sir, you wanted to see me? Yes, Miss Ryan. I need your assistance with some minor paperwork. It would hardly take 30 minutes. Do you mind? No, sir, but actually What? Sir, I actually need to be somewhere by 6. Miss Ryan, this is your office work. I usually never encourage anyone working overtime, but this is urgent. What difference will 30 minutes make? Okay, sir. You know what? It's alright. You go. I'll ask someone else to do it. No, sir, it's fine. No, really, it's fine. Please go. He started working on his laptop, and the situation had become way too awkward for you. You could neither leave nor stay. You could surely tell how disappointed he looked. You were confused, and you slowly stepped out of the office saying, "Thank you, sir." Same night, 9 p.m. While you were playing with Era, the millionaire's daughter you were hired to babysit, you heard a guy's voice. Hey, where is my baby girl? Era ran up to him and hugged him tight. He grabbed her and she kissed his cheek. You stood there stunned looking at both of them. Suddenly, Jungkook looked at you and immediately kept Era down. What are you doing here? Ranma had called her to look after me every day from evening to night till you come back from office. Oh, she's lovely. I really like playing with her. Era darling, you please go to your room. I'll come and meet you there in 10 minutes. Okay, bye Ryan. See you tomorrow. Good night, Era. Jungkook crossed his hands and looked at you with a blank face. You got terrified looking at him look right in your eye for the very first time. So that's why you were in a hurry this evening. Yes, sir. Do you think we don't pay you enough that you needed to seek a part-time babysitting job? Please don't take me wrong, sir, but I'm the only wage earner in my family and the expenses are too much. I thought taking a part-time job would help. Jungkook went silent for the loss of words. Besides, I love kids. Well, I bet you feel differently after you spend a week with her. She's quite a handful, I tell you. You smiled and picked up your bag. Don't worry, sir. I'll manage. I'm very patient with kids. By the way, is she your niece? She's my daughter. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Oh, she's adorable. Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow. Sure, sir. Good night. You couldn't sleep the whole night trying to accept the fact that he actually has a 6-year-old daughter. After a week, on the breakfast table, Jungkook, look at how happy Era becomes when she's around good company. I'm telling you, she needs a mother. Mom, we have spoken about it before. Please don't start again. But why are you so stubborn? Why can't you at least consider seeing girls for Era's sake? Mom, I can't trust anyone when it comes to taking care of Era. I don't think any girl would have the heart to love my girl like her own. But you can't fill up the void of a mother in her life. Think about the future, son. Mom, please stop. Can we cut it out, please? I'm getting late for office. Jungkook got up in the middle of the breakfast to avoid the discussion and left for office. Same evening after office, you were playing with Era. Jungkook entered the room and met her. You kept looking at him as you were contemplating if you should ask him or no. All of a sudden, he asked, "Something bothering you, Miss Ryan?" Go ahead. He put his hands in his pocket. Sir, it is probably none of my business, but it's been about a week and Mrs. John is nowhere to be seen. Does she work somewhere? There is no Mrs. John. You looked at him confused. You thought they may be separated. Before you jump to any conclusions, she's no more. What? Yes, she passed away just when Era was 3 months old. Since then, I have raised her on my own. But of late, I started becoming more and more busier at work, and my mom thought it'll be a good idea to have a babysitter around for at least a couple of hours so Era would find some company. So that's the long and short of it. I'm really sorry to hear that, sir. I'm so sorry I wasn't aware. It's okay, not your fault. You looked quite young to be married in the first place, so it never occurred to me that you could have kids also. Yeah, Mary and I got married quite early, just when we were in senior college, and we had Era right away. We were so young and naive, almost like kids ourselves. But the circumstances make you grow up over time sometimes. Anyway, enough of my story. I don't want you to get further late. Please feel free to leave. Sure, sir. Have a good night. You too.